أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقاتلوا في سبيل الله الذين يقاتلونكم ولا تعتدوا إن الله لا يحب المعتدين. واقتلوهم حيث ثقفتموهم وأخرجوهم من حيث أخرجوكم والفتنة أشد من القتل ولا تقاتلوهم عند المسجد الحرام حتى يقاتلوكم فيه فإن قاتلوكم فاقتلوهم كذلك جزاء الكافرين فإن انتهوا فإن الله غفور رحيم وقاتلوهم حتى لا تكون فتنة ويكون الدين لله فإن انتهوا فلا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. صدق الله العظيم. As part of the Abwab al-Bir that we had spoken about till the end of Surah Al-Baqarah, over here from verse 191, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from 190, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah is mentioning the ahkam, some ahkam of jihad. Now, as a background to this, one is that we had a seminar on jihad, so I'm basing off of a lot of things, and inshallah we have these preliminary points in mind, inshallah. And based on that, also based on the sabab nuzul of these ayat, it's very important that these two verses are understood very correctly, especially in this day, in this age, in this place. That these two ayat of the Quran Kareem are many a times misrepresented by people outside of Islam and also within Islam. Those outside of Islam obviously trying to use the Quran, the ayat of the Quran itself, to try to draw a picture of Muslims in a very negative light, not obviously understanding the context, whether purposely or whether ignorantly. And also from within the fold of Islam, from within Islam, many Muslimun who are in doubt, or those that are not educated enough and do not realize how to apply the ayat of the Quran Kareem and in which context they were revealed. So in which context were 190 and 191 revealed? That Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam in the 6th year of Hijrah, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he saw a vision, he saw a dream. The dreams of Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam are wahi, and he saw that he was going to Makkah Mukarramah with the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. So Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he interpreted this, that the Sahaba radiallahu anhum and Rasul they would go and perform the Umrah in Makkah Mukarramah, and they would return back. When the Sahaba radiallahu anhum were informed of this by Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, they were obviously excited, they were happy, they made preparations, and during the month they went for the Umrah, thinking that they would go inside the Haram at all given costs. Why? Because the Wahi was sent to Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam came close to entering to Makkah Mukarramah, the leaders of Quraysh and of Mecca, they were informed that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is coming with his Sahaba, so they sent some ambassadors or some deploys to go and meet them outside of Mecca and to stop them. When Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, long story short, that there was conversation that happened, but it was agreed, and Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam agreed to the sulh, that the Sahaba radiallahu anhum would not enter Mecca this year. Rather, they would come back next year. They would get visa next year to go into Mecca Mukarramah, and that also for 3 days. The Sahaba radiallahu anhum, it was very difficult upon them. The Sahaba like Umar radiallahu anhu, he was very angry. He said, Ya Rasulullah, are you not the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Was wahi not sent to you? So Rasulullah said that yes, the wahi was sent, and I did see the dream, but it didn't say in the dream, or the wahi didn't specify when we would enter in Makkah Mukarramah. So it's not that someone says does that mean that the wahi was incorrect? No, it was not incorrect. Rather, it was only shown to Rasulullah that they would enter Makkah Mukarramah and perform the Umrah. When this would happen, that it wasn't mentioned in the dream. So Rasulullah agreed to this, and the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they would enter the next year. So now when the next year came for the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, it was the month of Dhul Qa'dah. Now Dhul Qa'dah is one of what we call the Ashhurul Hurum, the 4 months which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sanctified, the 4 months that are sanctified. Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijj, Muharram, and Rajab. Right? Rajab, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, and Muharram. So these 4 months are sanctified. Now the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they were worried that look, we are going to be going in the month of Dhul Qa'dah. What if it happens that the Meccans again try to stop us? Now this time we're not going to stop. This time we will go in. Why? Because they promised us. This was part of the agreement. This was the aqd that was done as part of the agreement. We have all the right to now enter into Makkah Mukarramah. So what if they try to prevent us, and we will also retaliate? But the issue will be what? That we are retaliating in the Ashhurul Hurum. That these are the sacred months, and we're not supposed to engage in any conduct of this nature in the Ashhurul Hurum. So now what would happen? So the Sahaba radiallahu anhum had this fear that they might end up having to engage in battle with the Meccans, because they feared that they may once again unjustly stop them from entering into Mecca to perform their Umrah. This is called Umratul Qada. This is obviously the next year, so 7th year now. The year after that will be Fathu Mecca, 8th year. So now, in light of this fear that the Sahaba radiallahu anhum had, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayah 190. And what is that? That will translate it, وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُم. The fight in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُم, those that fight with you, that you can retaliate with aggression against who? Those that show aggression towards you. Is this not a logical phenomenon? That anyone in the world, if someone else shows aggression to you, they don't uplift their own side of the contract, and they are the ones that are the aggressors. Does every human being not have this much right that they can also retaliate with that aggression? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over in 190 saying that وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, the fight in the path of Allah, الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ, those that fight you. وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا, وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا, and do not overstep those bounds. So even in that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا, that do not overstep the bounds. Here ulama of tafsir also mentioned, and the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in Bukhari and Abu Dawood come to light, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that no old person shall be fought against, no women shall be killed, no children shall be killed, or those that are considered to be rahib, those that are monks, that they have nothing to do with the world, they stay in their own. So none of these people will be fought against, and jihad will not be against these people. This is in Bukhari, this is in Abu Dawood, these hadith are in the Kitabul Jihad. So وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا, Mufassirun mentioned that these hadith can be applied over here, that do not overstep the bounds. Why? Only الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ, those that are combatants. Those that are combatants, or those that are able to be combatants, then they will be fought against. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have muhabbat, does not have love for those that overstep the bounds. Now again, referring back to the same people, the next verse of Surah Baqarah 191, وَقْتُلُوهُمْ, and uqtulu meaning kill, hum, them. Now them is a pronoun, right? In the Arabic called lamir. Now where does this pronoun refer back to? The last people that were mentioned. Who are those? الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ, those that fought against you, those that initiate the aggression, those themselves that did not uplift their side of the contract. So وَقْتُلُوهُمْ, that kill them, حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُمْ, wherever you may find them, meaning if they are combatants. And don't worry about that, now this is the haram, it's a place of sanctity. If they show aggression against you, you can't throw your arms up and say that it's the haram, we won't fight back, right? Each person has to protect their own life. That comes first. Yes, the haram is a place of sanctity. Yes, a person should not initiate aggression there. But if someone else is showing aggression against you, you have all the right to defend yourself. So وَقْتُلُوهُمْ, fight or kill them. Them referring to the last people in verse 190, which were الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ, those that fought you. حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُمْ, wherever you may find them. Now over here, this ayah of the Quran Kareem is misrepresented. And what is that? That people say that look, and they'll mention only the first three. The first three words. وَاقْتُلُوهُمْ حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُم. That the Quran says, kill them, and they say them will refer to kuffar, حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُم, wherever you find them. Hence, wherever you find kuffar, you kill them. Na'udhu billah. So those outside of the fold will use this to try to what? Show and draw the wrong picture of Islam. Those within that have their own political agendas, and those that are misinformed, we can say, they will also use this in the wrong context. Whereas it's very clear that if a person just reads the one ayah before that, and then the next ayah, then all of these critiques and all these criticism and all the shubuhat and doubts, all of that will be dispelled. وَاقْتُلُوهُمْ حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُم, wherever you find them, meaning, again, we'll explain again, وَاقْتُلُوهُمْ حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُم, that kill them wherever you find them. Them meaning referring to those who were the aggressors. Why would you say حَيْثُ ثَقِفْتُمُوهُم? Because the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they had the sanctity of the Ashhurul Hurum, the months which were considered to be sacred, and also the place, Makkah Mukarramah. They held it in the greatest levels of azamah. وَأَخْرِجُوهُم مِّنْ حَيْثُ أَخْرَجُوكُم. And this further explains that the akhrijuhum, that if it comes down to this, that you have to dispel them from Makkah, that if this is what it comes down to, then akhrijuhum min haythu akhrajukum, that from where they dispelled you, meaning that the Meccans, the Quraysh, the Mushrikun, they had dispelled the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. They made them flee from their own homes. The Sahaba didn't come to take over Makkah anew or something. They were coming back. The Quraysh, the Muslimun were coming back to their own homes. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, akhrijuhum, if it comes down to this, that you have to dispel them now by means of jihad, min haythu akhrajukum, from where they dispelled and they kicked you out of your own homes, then no problem. Go ahead, you can do this. This is allowed now. وَالْفِتْنَةُ أَشَدُّ مِنَ الْقَتْلِ. How do you justify it as a believer within yourself that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the fitna over here referring to them stopping, that the mushrikun stopping the Muslimun from entering what was their right, this fitna is ashaddu min al-qatl. This is more severe than the qatl, than the killing that you may be involved in. That a person, it's not from the shan of Islam that you always have to be let someone walk over you. That's also not correct. A person, Islam has all the right to defend itself. Muslimun have the rights that they have the right to take those. وَالْفِتْنَةُ أَشَدُّ مِنَ الْقَتْلِ. Then the next part of the same ayah is saying, وَلَا تُقَاتِلُوهُمْ عِنْدَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ حَتَّى يُقَاتِلُوكُمْ فِيهِ. That you do not initiate the fighting by the Masjid al-Haram, meaning in the Haram area in the Mecca, حَتَّى يُقَاتِلُوكُمْ فِيهِ, until they fight you. So again, even look at the adl, look at the justice in this, and how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Muslimun, how much azama, ta'zim we give to the sanctified area. That the qital will not happen unless if they start it. ولا تقاتلوهم عند المسجد الحرام حتى يقاتلوكم فيه فإن قاتلوكم فاقتلوهم. If they start the aggression, then you may also retaliate. كذلك جزاء الكافرين. That is the jaza of al-kafirin. Now al-kafirin, alif lam in Arabic means the. That's one very loose way of understanding, translating it. Al also refers to the specific people that you are speaking about. So al-kafirin will refer to which kafirin? The same ones. الذين يقاتلونكم. So like that is the jaza, consequence which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to those kafirin. فإن انتهوا فإن الله غفور رحيم. فإن انتهوا, if they desist, if they stop, meaning if they don't continue showing their aggression, meaning they uphold the agreement that the Sahaba are to enter this year into Makkah Mukarramah, 7th year, if they stop, as they did, those that read the seerah, they didn't try to stop the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. The Sahaba stayed for 3 days, they performed the Umrah and they went back. فَإِنْ انْتَهَوْا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most forgiving, most merciful, yani from their kufr. وَقَاتِلُوهُمْ حَتَّى لَا تَكُونَ فِتْنَةً. That you may continue, moreover fight them until there is no more persecution. حَتَّى لَا تَكُونَ فِتْنَةً, until there is no more fitna over here referring to the persecution. وَيَكُونَ الدِّينُ لِلَّهِ. فَإِنْ انْتَهَوْا, again if they desist, فَلَا عُدْوَانَ إِلَّا عَلَى الظَّالِمِينَ. Then there is no hostility except against those that are wrongdoers, that are ظالمين, those that are unjust themselves. فلا عدوان meaning no hostility, إلا على الظالمين, except upon those that themselves are the wrongdoers. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the true understanding of the ayat of the Quran.